Hi, this is Mark Hager, and you're listening to the 50 Plus Strategist. So I just want to pick up where I left off last week in talking about the remodelers, occupational therapists, and other folks out there that are working with people who are aging in place, and their hesitancy to have these real conversations with folks about what is going to be in their future, about giving them the real information that is going to help them make good choices for themselves. So I'm going to pick up where I left off last week and continue down this road, and I have some really good information for you today. I think you're going to get a lot out of it. Every week, I'm talking to you and your peers, and there is a fear of saying what's important. I'm going to give you a piece of advice. Be real with people. People need to understand that by not making a decision to take action, they actually are making a decision. And they need to understand the ramifications of that decision. Specifically, if they're choosing not to modify their home to prepare themselves and their life for getting older, then they are choosing an alternate life. And it's going to be a life that they don't want. Statistically speaking, they will fall. They will get hurt. And once that happens, statistically speaking again, there are going to be circumstances that become their new reality because of that fall. Let's just run through this really quick. And these are statistics that probably most everybody knows, but I want to say this in context of what we're talking about. A third of all people over age 65 fall every year. Most of those are happen in the home, and most of those happen in the bathroom. They're the most common cause of traumatic brain injuries and fractures, and they often result in people being institutionalized, right? And losing their, not mentally, physically, right, for physical reasons, and losing their independence, right? And fall-related mortality increases the older that you get. Once you're past 80, statistically again, you have a 50% chance, if you fall, right, that you'll never regain your independence. About every 11 seconds, an older adult is treated in an emergency room for a fall. Every 19 minutes, an older adult dies from a fall. And 25% of all hospital admissions and 40% of all nursing home admissions are because of falls. People, you need to tell your customers about this. And I want to speak to the people right now that are heart-driven business owners. And I know not everybody is like that, so just bear with me for a second. But if you got into doing the work that you're doing right now because you want to make a difference in people's lives, because you want to help older adults and their families, this is the best way that you can do that. Say it, and say it again, and say it often. Say it all through the process of communicating with them, this customer journey that they have with your business. Keep it real and let them understand that this could be them. And what happens, right? The result of this situation, the result of these statistics, statistically speaking, they have a great chance of having to leave their home and having to pay a lot of money to live in assisted living. Because here's the reality. Once a person falls, right, okay, you're over 65, 1 in 3 people over 65 is going to fall. And then what happens, right? Once you get this fall, mentally, not because you're old, but because you're human, mentally you develop this fear of falling. And guess what? That's going to increase your chances of falling again. Once you fall again, your chances increase exponentially that you never get to go home again. And when that happens, you're not spending $70,000, $80,000, $100,000 to remodel your home so you can stay there longer because you're keeping yourself safe. No, you're spending $4,000, $6,000, $10,000 a month to live someplace you don't want to be. Now, when you tell people that kind of stuff, when you're giving this information to them, do you need to be that blunt? Well, no, not really. You want to be a little more sensitive, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't give it to them, because here's the thing. Well, the truth is that the professional is going to be the one that gives people information like this. Why? Because it's good for them. Because that's what professionals do. Professionals give them the information that's going to benefit them in the long run. That is how you service your clients the best way that you can. And for those heart-centered business owners, you talk about really caring about people. By giving them this information, you are giving them what they need to lessen the emotional and physical and mental effect that they could suffer from in the future because they had the information to make good decisions off of. So please, I'm asking you, I'm telling you, for your business, this is what you need to do. I'm telling you, the people out there are ready to hear this. You need to start doing it. Now, the reality is that there are ways that you can do this that will make it more palatable for people. There are ways that you can integrate this into what you say and your training or your presentations and your website. There are ways that you can do it that make it easier for people to accept. And when you do that, you're going to increase your chances of not only being seen as that professional, right, but also of people taking that next step towards you and becoming your customer. I can't really go into all the different ways. I've kind of told you a little about the different avenues that where you can integrate it, but I'm happy to work with folks to help them do this. One of the things that I do. Just give me a call or shoot me an email. And if you have any questions, just get in contact with me. I'm happy to answer them. Hope you have a great day. This has been the 50 Plus Strategist. I'm Mark Hager. Be well.